And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to September 22nd edition of Makers and Movers Podcast. I'm your host, Todd. How are you doing today, folks, on this fine first day of fall? Now, if it's your first time here or long time here, first up, can you hear me, see me? Do I sound good? Okay, whatever. We just want to make sure that everything's coming through. Today's topic is we're talking about metrics being greater than followers, and from why that matters, why the metrics matter more than the followers. So we're going to talk about that today. Uh, I need to know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, what the weather's like in your area, and what is that? What's in your cup? Yeah, jeez. Hey, I'm telling you, it's already been a morning, and I just know it's going to keep getting better from here. Today, 5 things. What are 5 things that you're going to accomplish? For us, I've got flock templates that still need cut. I've got DTF that needs to get done. I've got a handful of meetings to attend to today. We have to close a few team stores, or they closed. Now we got to process them and then order supplies. So that's what we got going on today. So I need to know what you have going on today, which is a matter of fact, I'm going to, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. That's what we're going to do because we had some changes that made come in there for it. Michael, thanks for becoming a member. Thank you so much for that. Kevin, good morning to you. Renee, morning, 69, on the way to 82, right? Happy first day of fall. Water in the bottle, coffee in the cup. Nothing says fall like play a vibe, a little Coke pina colada edition of Celsius there. Renee, we had a win yesterday. I will take it. I don't care about them boys. I will take that win yesterday. Congrats to us for having a win yesterday. Claire, good morning to you. George, I forgot about you. I legit thought about you Saturday afternoon. Homecoming week last week. Everything went wild. We're gonna bang out of. Are you in the shop today? Are you in the shop today? If you're in the shop today, let me know. 10 to 6. And let's see what I can pull off today. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Already 77, headed to upper 80s. Morning, all. Morning, Jerry. It's going to be a great day. Yeah, you want to know why? We woke up. We're here. It's going to be a great day. Hi, Renee, from Jerry. Renee, go Bears, right? 5 things. Therapy, bank meeting, mileage banking, pull my head out of my ass, get in my own way. Renee, come on now. You've been saying that since the day I met you. Like today's gonna be any different. There's by reading this sentence right here, pull my head on my ass, get in my own way. This means that there's a project that Renee has been researching for no less than 2 weeks, probably at least 3, that she wants to do something, but she's not sure. So she's going to keep researching, and she's in analysis paralysis. That is what I'm reading into that. Am I right, Renee? Am I right? Barb, good morning to you. North Central Minnesota, where it's 54, sunny. Water in the cup, 5 things, banking quotes, embroidery test, sewing, spiritware designs. Love it, love it, love it. Hi, Jerry from Renee. Good morning, Tammy from Arizona. Morning, George, Chuck, and Barb from Renee. Looking good. All right, we can hear me. Giving our mornings from everybody. Look, everybody can spell your name right when it's right there. Sometimes it just gets weird like that, right? I worked all weekend so I could get ready for family arrival at the airport. Hey, sometimes that's just what we have to do. I worked this weekend so we could try and get some things done. Because I only did a little bit yesterday, going through more stuff of what we need to order, more things like that. I find for my time up at the warehouse really is in the morning before everything goes down. So like Sunday morning, I was up there pulling orders from Friday, Saturday, and what had come in Sunday morning so we could have an easier time today. Plus adding new things back to the inventory. Purple Puff is getting added to the inventory. I think there was 2 other things that were getting to it. There is Glow coming in this week. So we will talk about that when that comes in. And yeah, we're going through it. Jeff, good morning to you. All my electronics are acting weird. Got to be me. I'm gonna go. It's you. That's what I'm gonna go with. We're twins. Love you even more. Jerry loves you even more than that. And so, hey, make sure to comment, check, do all that stuff. We'll make sure that things keep working and rocking and rolling down there. I'm going to pull up and grab my notes out so when we can get into this. Did everybody have a fantabulous weekend? We had baseball, so it made for a long day. It was like most of day yesterday. So I could just turn my phone to do not disturb when things come in. So we'll go from there. But hello from Italy. Okay, bro. Thanks for joining us. And Jen, good morning from Central California. I tried DT on Bling anything, and I love it. Ooh. So let's talk about that. What are you going to do with that? Because a couple things that I see issues with it is that it's not going to be UV stable. So there's a chance that, if it's going on something that is going to be outside, it's going to fade. I don't know how well it will hold up to dishwasher and hand washing. We haven't done that. And the reason being, so I'm very interested to see how it turns out for you. And then when we do a cost analysis of it for DTF, we would do UV DTF because then the UV DTF is the hard UV cured sticker. So that's what I would do with that. So very interested to see how it all rolls out. Yeah, for pen wraps, see, we do UV DTF for pen wraps all the time. They'll just, send in the wrap label, do that, and then they're good to go with it. So I'm interested to see how it plays out. Let me know so that way we can see it because it's something new to me. I love when people try new things because that's the only way we learn anything is to try new things. And let's see. Oh, what do we have here? Good morning, Ray, from the great state of Texas. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Yes, it is. No, he is not. Yeah, I have not. I haven't cut him a check for a while. We took over July. So we took over in July from that. All right. What do you say? Let's dig into it. All right. From guessing to growing, we're going to talk about why metrics matter more than followers. Because in today's maker's world, it's easy to get caught up in numbers that look good on surface, likes, views, and followers. But the truth is, those vanity metrics do not pay your bills. Right? Going viral feels amazing in the moment, but if it doesn't actually lead to sales, it's just noise. Real growth happens when you track the numbers, and then the numbers that tell you about your business health, not just your popularity. Now, for at-home apparel decorators, metrics are your roadmap. They tell you what's working, what's wasting your time, and where you should double down at. When you shift from guessing to growing, using data instead of the gut feelings, you really do make smarter decisions that actually build revenue, just not reach. And so today we'll cover 5 key metrics that you need to focus on and why chasing followers alone won't take you to where you want to go. All right. So number 1, we have to track sales conversions, just not views. All right? A viral post that racks up tens of thousands of views is nice, but if nobody buys, does it really matter? I mean, the real number that drives your business is conversion. Right? When you, how many people, take action after seeing your content? This could be clicks to your store, sign up for an email list, or making actual purchases. Conversions are what tells you whether your marketing is working or just entertaining. And when you pay attention to conversion, you stop chasing the more views and start improving how you turn those views you've already have into customers. Right? A small engaged audience that converts, it beats a giant passive audience every single time. All right. When we look at this, some examples, is an apparel decorator makes a TikTok post and it gets 500 views, but 15 people click that link, 5 place orders. That post is far more valuable than the one that went viral with 200,000 views and no sales. All right. Another apparel decorator noticed that their Instagram reels get fewer likes, but the ones with clear calls to action to that drive to their Let me rephrase that. The ones with the clear call to actions actually drive the traffic to the Etsy sales, made more sales. So she focused on making more of those, just not chasing the higher like counts for it. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to start tracking how many clicks and sales come from each post or ad, whatever we post. We need to track what is coming in from it, just not how many people have seen it. And Jerry says, but the metrics look so good. They do look good, but they're just vanity metrics. If they're not doing anything, then what are you getting out of it? You're really wasting your time. Maybe it can turn into a sale there, but if we can take that and turn it into a sale now, that's what we really want to do. All right. Number 2, let's monitor repeat customer rate. Getting new customers, super exciting, right? But keeping them is where your profit really grows. Repeat customer rates tell you how many people come back after their first purchase. If you're only focused on followers, excuse me, or those, one-time sales, you are leaving a lot of money on the table. All right. When you know your repeat rate, you can focus on building loyalty, whether it's through thank you notes, discounts for return buyers, or just simply great service. Growing a business isn't all about chasing strangers. It's about turning buyers into fans who order again and again and again. All right. Now, for this, I know a wholesale contract embroiderer that realized that 40% of their sales were coming from the same 15 customers. That told her to spend more time nurturing those relationships than to go out chasing new followers. Is somebody else who started tracking repeat buyers, and they saw that the people who ordered a certain product also came back for holiday products. So begin bottling, they begin bundling those items together, and it increased the repeat rate. Okay. So for this, look at last month's numbers. All right. Let's look at the orders. Let's calculate how many of those were repeat customers. And then let's set a goal to increase that number this quarter. All right. We had 100 orders last month. 75 of them were repeat, or let's go 50 of them were repeat. Hey, we want to get to 75. So that's what we're going to focus on doing. This one, we need to measure profit margins, not just revenue. All right. Another trap is focusing on how much money you made in sales without considering how much you actually kept. Revenue looks impressive, but profits are what keeps your lights on. Tracking profit margins are going to ensure that you're not working hard for a little reward. By keeping an eye on, costs, like blanks, shipping, packaging, ink, materials, you can see whether a product really is worth your time. Sometimes a bestseller eats up so much margin that it's actually not profitable. Without measuring this, you're just guessing. So, talking with people about this, we had somebody who recently was at a craft fair and they made $1,000 in sales, but they realized that the blanks, the booth fees, and the supplies ate up $700. So real profit was only $300. That really changed their plan for the next event. All right. Another one, they love making custom jackets. But once they calculated their time and realized that the profit was actually lower than on some of the shirts that they do. So what did they do? They had to adjust their pricing to protect their time. So what we need to do is we just need to take one of our products, right? Write down all the expenses, including your time, and then calculate that profit margin to see if it really is worth pushing. My personal story, slates. Love them, love them, love them. They're expensive blanks. I wasted so many of them to try and get them right, and I couldn't. And so I said, you know what? For every one that I had that came out good, I had maybe 2, 3 that were bad. We just don't do slates anymore. If I focused on that, that's where then they would great. I didn't focus on it. We're just not doing them. All right. Number 4, we need to pay attention to the average order value. Okay. It's the AOV. So AOV stands for average order value. And what this does is it tells you how much the typical customer spends per purchase. A higher AOV means you earn more from the same amount of effort. So instead of chasing followers, you can focus on getting each buyer to add just one more item to their cart. So this could mean, offering bundles, maybe upsells like custom names, maybe buy two, get one deals. When your AOV rises, your profit grows without needing to constantly chase new customers. So on this one, Spiritwell seller starts offering $10 name personalizations on the backs of shirts. Enough people at it, and the AOV jumped from $25 to $35. Right? That's not too bad. Another one makes ornaments, and they did buy two get 10% off deals. Customers originally planned on buying one will often grab a second. So, hey, buy one at this price, buy two, save 10%. So what we need to do is we need to look at our current AOV and brainstorm one simple upsell that we can add to increase that. All right. Now, number 5, before we wrap this all up, get into your stuff and get on with our day, is we need to track engagement quality, not just quantity. Right? Because engagement on social media does matter, but the quality of that engagement matters even more. 100 likes from random people doesn't compare to 10 comments from potential buyers asking questions. The right metrics tell you whether your content is connecting with your audience in a meaningful way. Now, when you shift your focus from vanity metrics to meaningful interactions, you'll see what type of content actually builds relationships. Going viral does feel good, but quality engagement builds your business. So some examples of this is, a maker posts a funny reel that gets thousands of views, 0 sales inquiries. Then they post a behind the scenes video, showing how to order. And even though it only reached 300 views, 3 sales were made. Big difference, right? Another one notices that posts with customer photos generates more DMs asking about products than the polished mock-ups. So she started leaning into posting more of that real life content instead of chasing likes. So what we need to do is we just need to track which posts lead to messages, questions, or clicks, not just view of likes, and make more of those. I talked with somebody yesterday. Was it yesterday? Maybe Saturday. And we were talking about how Meta works. And they said they had that in the last 28 days, they were over a million views, and they were at 100,000 interactions. Let me look and see if I can pull that up real quick so I make sure to get it right with it. Because we were talking about how much different things change with it, and how it's not the same for everybody, and a lot of it doesn't necessarily make sense or matter, because on theirs they got a million views in the month. They had engagement of 95,000. All right, engagement 90 that, and it actually paid them $285. So, million views, 95,000 engagement, $285. I said this is where things get really wild at, because our insights are down. We're down 61% on views. We have 5.1 million views, and this is me on my personal page. We had 5.1 million views. That was down 61%. Our engagement, 403,000, down 65%. And our revenue, $91. So we did 5 times as much views, 4 times as much engagement, and a third of the earnings. It's just we just got to lean into the content that would pay more for that. But that's just our continuous of posting things every day. So pay attention to your numbers, see what they do for it. Oh, to recap all this and go through what we see, because followers, likes, and views, they might feel really good, but they do not guarantee growth. Real success comes from tracking the metrics that actually drive sales and profit. The things that we can focus on: sales conversions, not just views; repeat customer rate; profit margins; average order value; and then engagement quality, not quantity. So from shifting from vanity metrics to meaningful ones, we will be able to build a business that grows consistently, even if you never go wild, no, go wild, go viral. So I'm interested in knowing, what are your thoughts, comments, concerns on all of this? Rest of this week, tomorrow, Tuesday with Todd, still not sure of a topic. Wednesday, we got a big day ahead of us, because Wednesday, more starting off the morning with dealing with it, just dealing with difficult customers without losing sleep. And then Wednesday night, I'm going to go grab the link and post that in there. We've got our 12-month roadmap that we're doing the webinar for fourth quarter holidays. Only $20. Get in there, get that. I'm going to make sure that I can I got to grab the link. So that way we can post that in here. That's Wednesday night. Yes, it will be recorded. Yes, you have access to all of that. So make sure to come sign up for that, because we've only got a few days left of sign up for that going on. So that's Wednesday, big day going there on Wednesday. And then on, what is Friday's topic? Friday's topic is going to be stop doing it all. Woo! Yeah, this is a big one. You don't have to do it all. We're going to talk outsourcing and automation for decorators on Friday. So why you should always make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications, so when we go live, you will be able to be notified and see that type of stuff. Okay, let's see. We'll go back through here for it. I know you're right about the sales. Sales, that's where we're at with it. The numbers are pretty, but the numbers, those pretty numbers aren't paying my bills, right? Sales would be lovely too, though. Most of my sales are from word of mouth. Word of mouth is a real thing. It is such an easy, great thing. That real profit thingy is such a downer. I know it is. Trust me, we go through that too. And that's when we're determining what, on the Rhinestone World side of things, what products are worth carrying, what things don't make sense to do, what things are the margins so thin on, and it takes so much to do that some things just might not come back in stock for it. Rustling, good morning. Just getting here, been under the weather. I'm sorry to hear that. The weather roller coaster got me. Oh, that's fall here in the Midwest. We got like still 80s to 90s, I think, next week, where it's going to be like high 80s, low 90s. It's going to be wild. I think especially in the Midwest, that's what we're going to, I get so congested, I can barely breathe. Do you get so congested and then you get all runny nose and then it's draining everywhere and it goes back and forth? It's such fun. Jerry said, Todd, it would be awesome if Makers of the Rhinestone Troop merge into one channel so we can all chat as one community. All you have to do, Jerry, is just get on the other channel. That's what you do, is you get on the other channel and you can all do it. But if you look right here, everything is, pops up down in the right-hand corner. You should see it right here. So everybody can see your stuff and go from there. Let's see. Brian said, great topic. Tiring people say they're vanity metrics and have nothing to show for it. Absolutely. And I've been one that I've always shown it up. When things have done well, it's great. But it's vanity numbers. It makes you feel good, but it doesn't pay the bills, right? We're just posting to put things out there. Let's see what it does. Do I want 1 million followers? Sure, it'd be great to have 1 million followers, but I will take 100 super engaged, super enthusiastic purchasing followers every time over that 1 million. Because if that 1 million isn't doing anything for you, it's just a number. If it's not bringing in sales or bringing in questions or bringing in views, what are you doing it for? You're just doing it because you want to. I've seen so many stories of people in the last year, especially on TikTok, where, they got 1 million followers and they're like, that's it, I'm quitting my job and this is what I'm going to do full time. Realizing that a lot of the content they made revolved around the job that they were doing. And so when they tried to do content on its own without the job they were backing for it, the people didn't like it, because they were following them for what they were doing, not for what they're doing now. And, they're on there begging, give me a galaxy. I need a galaxy. I need a galaxy. What? They provide something for this. So there's a lot to be said. 1 million followers, while it looks great, the metrics just aren't there for it. Even on the influencer side of things, they want to see how engaging is your audience. You have a great, it looks like you have a great following. Oh, you've got 1 million, but less than 10% of your people view your stuff. I mean, that's what we have. We've got 300,000 on YouTube. And when we look at stuff, we don't get a whole lot of traction from that. So what do we need to do to make sure we're getting back in front of those people? I don't know. Things One of the things that I'm hearing is, we want to see stuff being made again. We want to see that's coming. Just trust the process is coming. When I look at, the number one goal was to get orders taken care of, get inventory levels back to where they needed to be so we could complete those orders and get things out in a timely manner. That was where it was at. It wasn't about, the vanity metrics of oh, we need to make sure we have so many views or we need to do this. We needed to really buckle down and get that taken care of. And there's still things that still need to be done. We're still shooting for it to have the cams machine, at least one of them, back up online here by October 1st. And even with that, it'll be a super limited production of what we do for people as we flesh that out and get that process going. We're still working on getting Wiz 6 out by October 1st. That one most likely is going to, probably hit a delay, where I've got a meeting today just to see where we are. And there we keep finding ways to crash it. Is part of it. And then what was the other one we had going on there? We having our Gangify app ready to go by October. That one still looks like it could happen. So there's a lot of other things that need to happen before we start building out a studio and going through that. Brian said, I see an ad daily. We can get you 10 million views. And I scream, who effing cares, right? Because can you get me 10 million views and give me 1,000 orders? Now we're talking. Because I have plenty of services that I can go to purchase right now where we will get view after view after view on everything that comes through. So it would look like it's great, but they're not real views. So there's a lot that goes into that for it. Yeah, the Lord has arrived. Brian's been busy. Brian is rocking and rolling. Me and Brian played what game should we call that? Corey said whose city's crazier? Top that Dateline edition. I mean, we had I don't know how we get on the conversations we do during football, but we won yesterday. He won yesterday, so we knew it was going to be a good day. Nothing changed on that side of it. So if everything, all we did is it was just a side purchase. Matt stepped away, we took over. So everything is still there. So if you still have the whatchamacallit, the thingamajigger, your login, all that, nothing changed on that. Still the other corner. What, Todd? What other corner? Give me more other corner. Yep, stay the same. Podcast products will be shipping out of Illinois, and that's the biggest change. Well, we bought it. Hi, all. Look at that, Brian. Yep, no worries. That's why you ask questions. Yep, hope that helps. You can also send them an email if you have other questions about your account. You sure can. Hi, Brian. It was confusing. We're there. Go Steelers. You won too with Aaron Rodgers. I know it looked great. Oh, when you point for messages. When you point for the messages. Oh, so it's not here. So hold on a second. Let me pull this up. So these messages aren't showing up on this shoulder. They're showing up over here. Okay. So wait, what is this posting to right here? Am I pointing to your message? Because on my screen, this is when I'm pointing to your message. And this way is when I'm pointing to there. But I think the screen's flipped. So I need to be pointing this way to the messages and that way to your one, right? Yeah. All right. So messages here, live chat messages are right here. Doesn't matter what platform you're on. Like right now we're on 2 YouTube channels, 2 Facebook accounts. These are all the messages that are coming in from all of those. Facebook is a little wonky sometimes. Those don't always come in, but both YouTube channels are right here. And then this right here is where you're at for it. All right. Now I got it. So I got to do one of these things. Perfect. Okay, with that, we're going to wrap up today because it's Monday, and I know your guys' time is super valuable. You've got a lot going on today. We've got a lot going on today, and we're just going to keep, rocking and rolling and banging things out. So until next time, you guys have an amazing day. Join us Wednesday night, webinar Wednesday night. Peace, love, press on. We will see.